Sometimes when you're editing a video, you want to introduce a character in a really special way, like this. So, welcome back to Creator Reality. I'm John, and today I'm going to show you how to recreate that effect in Davinci Resolve 20. Now, before we get started, I am using the studio version, and while my brain is huge, not as big as my ego, I don't remember what's in the studio versus free version. So, if you're doing this in the free version and you run into a stumbling block, something's not available, pay for the studio license. And drop me a comment below and remind me. Anyway, let's dive into Davinci Resolve, and I'll show you what we're working with. Here we are in Davinci Resolve. I've got my clip on my timeline. I've set a marker to where I want to introduce this character. You can see a video linked above somewhere for my tutorial on markers. Very handy. But this is where we're going to start. This is where I want to introduce my character. So I'm going to select my clip, press Ctrl B to break it, and then I'm going to drag this portion way over there, and then I'm going to click on my fore clip, the before the playhead, without moving the playhead. It's very important you don't move your playhead during this. And I'm going to drag forward, and then I'm going to click on my clip once again, and I'm going to right click on it and select Change Clip Speed. I'm going to click Freeze Frame, Change. Now I'm done, right? Almost. I'm going to click on my new freeze frame clip. And what we're going to do here is pause the video so we can do our character intro, right? So I'm going to press Ctrl D to see how long it is. It's 4:04. I'm going to just drag it out to be a solid 5 seconds long. There we go. You can press Ctrl D and enter whatever you want in here. Like that. It'll change it to 4, but I'll Ctrl Z to undo that. And then I'm going to bring this clip and butt it back in. So now when we play this back, it's going to play. It freezes on the character intro. After 5 seconds, it's going to resume playback. Boom, done. Not so done. We need to add the special effects. For that, we're going to hold Alt and click on the video for our freeze frame. And then we're going to, while holding Alt, drag up to create a duplicate. We can right click on this one and say New Fusion Clip. Don't worry, we will need that background clip in the future, but we're going to go to the start of it, and I'm going to remove my marker because I don't need it anymore. It'll just clear things up for you and make it easier for you, right? Boop the like button. We're learning stuff today. But we are going into Fusion. Don't be afraid. I will walk you through every step of it. So I'm going to right click on my clip, open in Fusion page, and it's going to give me this. This is great, right? We don't know what we're doing here. Well, the first thing we need is a magic mask, because that's what I do for everything. Why is my battery dying? Son of a biscuit. If you want, you can drag in a polygon. How is this one dead? Connect it up to the mask of media in 1, disable it, control mouse wheel to zoom in and draw around your subject, and then re-enable polygon 1, and now you've cut the character out. All right, so apparently I didn't charge any of the batteries for my Nikon before recording this, but anyway, moving on, and I think this is faster and easier and better. We click on polygon 1, disable it, click on media in 1, shift spacebar, magic mask, click better, put a dot on me. I go away. That's fine. We disable magic mask. Bing, bing, bing. Just add a bunch of dots all over just like that. Re-enable it. It picked up the mask. We track it. Now that that's done, we need our paper texture. So click on Media Pool. I've got one right here. And you can download these for free anywhere, and you can actually drag them straight from File Explorer or whatever Mac uses straight into your node tree right in here. So anyway, we've got it here. We'll press the 1 key. It's right up there. I don't like the brown so much, so we're going to press Shift Spacebar and type in bright, and we get brightness contrast. We'll add that node. And in here, now we're going to press 1. Notice up here it changes, right? So if I have media in 2 selected and I press 1, it says media in 2. That's what's in this left viewer. If you don't see the left viewer, click on this button right here, or that one there, and it'll show and hide that second viewer. But anyway, with brightness contrast 1 selected and in the left viewer, I want to bring the contrast down a little bit, bring the brightness up a little bit. That gets rid of some of the brown. And then we're going to bring this down, and we can tweak this later. So this is saturation, gets rid of some of the brown. We don't want to get rid of a ton of it. I like the kind of the warm look to it, but it's personal preference. We can tweak all this later. But after brightness contrast, we want to press Shift Spacebar. we need a transform node because we're going to make it bigger. Yep, we're going to size it up quite a bit. And notice nothing changed because I didn't press my 1 key. There it is. Now you can see it's changing. So we're going to change it to about 2. That's good. And with our playhead here, see the red line? We want it at the start of the clip. We're going to take the angle and we're going to drag all the way to the end, and we can change this to minus 180. Oh, I nailed it. Look at that. Then we can drag the output of Transform 1 to the output of Magic Mask 1, which creates a merge. So now we have the merge, but it doesn't look right. It's because we haven't cut it out yet. To cut it out, we'll drag the output from Magic Mask 1 to the blue triangle mask input of Merge 1, and now I look like a sheet of paper. Not great. So with Merge 1 selected, we come down here to Blend in the inspector. If you don't see it, click Inspector. We'll bring that blend down to about 0.3, and now it's going to look pretty cool. And you'll see that it rotates. Maybe I don't like that scale so much, so we'll come in and change our size. We'll bring it down right about there. You want to make sure that any of this checkerboard pattern doesn't overlap the edge of your person. So maybe I need to go back up a little bit. There we go. And we can bring the contrast back up, double click to reset. And then as I scrub through, yeah, that looks pretty cool, but it's going to be smooth. So we'll click on Transform 1, Shift Spacebar, and we need a stop motion. So I'll type in stop. Stop motion is selected. Click Add. By default, the frame repeat is 5, so I'm going to bump that to 7. And then as I drag through, you can see that it moves. Isn't that cool? So now maybe I want to come back to Transform 1 and bring my size back down to about 2. And then we can scrub through, and you can see in that right-hand viewer what it's going to look like. And if I press the space bar to play, it's moving around. That's pretty cool. And if you want, you can play with stop motion. We can go all the way to 10, but maybe 8 will look better. Yeah, that's going to look good. Okay. So now that effect is done. We come back to our edit page. Davinci Resolve is going to render this out. We can make sure that our audio is disabled, and then we can play it back. So now we've got that part of the intro done, and it's going to start smoothly playing back. Let's add that fancy paper edge. For that, we come up to Effects, and we click on our magnifying glass, and we can type in Paper. It's not under Video Transitions. It's under Effects, and we'll just drag it onto our Fusion clip, because Fusion happens before Color, happens before Edit. So that's the order of operations. And now when I play this back, yeah, that's pretty cool. That looks kind of neat, right? We've got that paper edge going on. I like it. That's cool. Now we can come back to our magnifying glass search window, and we want to type in comic. And comic book, we're going to drag onto the bottom clip, and it starts out right there, and we'll let Davinci Resolve render it. And now when we play it back, look at that. How cool is that? We've got the comic book character with the paper edge. He pops in. If you want, we can actually come in here and zoom in a little bit. And yeah, it's sort of kind of like you can see a little bit in the background, but I think that's pretty cool. We're going to leave it like that for now. The next thing we want to do is get rid of our magnifying glass, come into Titles, grab a Text Plus node, and then I'm going to go to the start of my clip, hold Shift right to go 1 second forward, and I'm going to stretch this out to be 4 seconds. And then it's time to add our title in here. So I'm going to change it to Boring Guy Number 1. And the font, I want to use Bauhaus. That's a good one. It's kind of a disco font. You can use whatever you want here. We're going to bump it up, maybe bring that onto the second line like that. In the settings, we can give it an angle, and we can click on our transform to just quickly move it over here. And you can grab here and change the angle again. That's cool. So in the title, over in shading, we want to enable the second element here, and it's the red outline. We can give it the biggest thickness it has, change it to black. There it is. That looks pretty good, but it looks kind of boring. Maybe the text isn't big enough. So we'll come back to our text size and make it bigger, and we can move it around. Yeah, that's good. Now, this looks okay, but we want to apply the same effect. Well, you can actually copy and paste nodes from Fusion. So I'm going to right click on our Fusion Clip 3 here and open in Fusion Page. And then I'm going to select these 4 nodes, Control C, come back to my edit page, right click on Text Plus 1, open in Fusion Page, click in blank space, Control V. We can move media out, And then we can select these, move them up. And then I'm going to drag from the output of stop motion to template 1. And again, we need that mask. So I'm going to go ahead and connect up my mask like I did before. And again, the merge, we just need to bring it down to about 0.5 this time, give or take. There we go. Come back to our edit page. And now they're both doing it. How cool is that? Well, the transition at the start and the transition at the end are a little bit janky. So let's fix those with some built-in effects in Davinci Resolve. Under video transitions, we want to do a zoom. So we're going to do a zoom in for our guy, and we're going to make it 16 frames long. And then on this one, I have Studio, so I can just grab a smooth cut and shorten that to 16 frames, and then do a short smooth cut over here. Did I say shortcut earlier? Anyway, we're going to let Davinci Resolve render that out, and our effect should be done. Now that Davinci Resolve has rendered it fully, yeah, that's a little slow, so we might want to adjust that, make it a little bit faster. We can make it 8 frames, make it really pop. There we go. This is a little bit slow, so we're going to bump that up. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Boring guy number 1, and then zoop, it goes right back into the video. That's pretty slick. There's one more thing we need to add, and that's going to be a paint on transition. So we're still in video transitions. Click on our magnifying glass, type in paint, and we'll bring that on here. And we will just stretch this out to line up with the start of our clip. Now we can come into the paint on effect, and it's only going to start right about here because it's painting from left to right, the entire frame. So we're going to find somewhere in the middle here. With our transition selected, we can play with a few things. I want streaky 2 maybe, or streaky 1. Yeah, streaky 1 looks good, and we can change the angle to be more in line with what we were looking for. Let Davinci Resolve render that back out, and then boom. How cool is that? That worked out nice, didn't it? So for a little extra pizzazz, we're going to add a drop shadow to the text, but if we enable the third element here, black shadow, it's going to be the same color as that paper, so we don't want that. We're going to come up to effects. We've got it right here. We're going to come to filters, magnifying glass, type in drop, and drag on a drop shadow. And it's a little bit big, so we're going to bring the drop distance down to about 0.25. There, that's popping pretty good. And then we're going to right click on our A roll here, our background clip, and we're going to open that in the Fusion page. And if you notice, we've got this effects here. If you click on effects, you see tools, templates, LUTs. We're going to click on templates, click on the magnifying glass, and type in poster. And that brings up posterize. We'll drag it on here. Notice that line turns blue. So now it's in line, and it gives us a few controls. Obviously, that's a little bit too much. So we're going to bring this down to about 2. So I'm just going to double click and type in 2. And that's going to posterize this or give it a comic book look. So when we come back, now it's got that comic book look to it, and we're good to go. We'll let Davinci Resolve render this out, and we'll do one final playback. Now that it's rendered out, let's play it back. That looks awesome. So from here, you can tweak the settings of all the Fusion nodes. You can tweak the transition, length, and curves, and all that kind of stuff. You've got all the basic building blocks. What you can also do is download a sound effect somewhere of, a pen scratching on paper and add that in if you'd like. Do a little sound design, make it really stand out. But at the end of this video, here we are. You know how to do a really cool character intro for your videos. If that's not worth a like, I don't know what is. Is it worth a subscription? Hey, if you have any questions, drop a comment below. I hope you learned something. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, check out this video. It's one of mine. You'll learn something there too. And I've been John, and I'm out.